Today's lesson is dealing with solving and then graphing inequalities. So some important things that you're going to want to make sure you remember when dealing with inequalities is number one, when you multiply or divide by a negative, you must flip that inequality symbol, otherwise it will create a false statement. Second, when you're graphing on a number line, you're going to use an open circle if the inequality symbol is strictly less than or strictly greater than. And if it is a greater than or equal to or less than or equal to, then you will use a closed circle. With Algebra 1 students, I use the equivalent of your inequality symbol of greater than or less than is your hose, and the line underneath it is your water supply. If you have a hose but no water supply, you cannot fill your pool, which is why it is an open circle or an empty pool. If you have a line underneath, you have a water supply, which means you can then use your hose to fill your pool, which is why it is a closed circle. So going ahead to try a couple of examples. Let's start by graphing an inequality without having to do any solving. We have x is greater than or equal to 2. So the first thing I'm going to do is label my number line. I like to put the number that is in the inequality in the middle. Remember, it gets more positive to the right and less positive to the left. So I give that, and then I want to use a closed circle in this case because 2, it is greater than or equal to. So fill that in nicely. And then I like to use a highlighter when it comes to highlighting. It said it is greater than or equal to 2, which means I'm going to shade all the values greater than or equal to 2. Now for our next example, we have x is less than -5. So we want to do -5 in the middle. It's going to go -6, -7 to the left, -4, -3 to the right. Make sure you get less negative or more positive to the right and more negative to the left. And it is an open circle because it is strictly less than. And that is because -5 is not one of our solutions. And then it says less than, so I'm going to use everything to the left. Now a couple of tips. If your variable is on the left, you can shade in the direction which the inequality symbol points. It does not work that way if it is on the right. Second, remember that you want to make sure you check your work if you're ever unsure. Now let's go ahead and take a look at some that involve some solving. And I'm going to use these in the next video.